Hey there, and welcome to this explainer. If you're the kind of person who loves discovering the hidden blueprints behind how we actually operate, well, you're in exactly the right place today. We're going to explore a truly fascinating connection, the link between our physical vitality and our astrological chart. Specifically, we're unpacking a concept known as the Martial pulse. Now, this refers to having the planet Mars positioned right in the sixth house of health. Over the next few minutes, we're going to see how this very specific placement acts as a literal blueprint for how the human body processes stress, action, and energy. But before we dive into the nitty-gritty mechanics of all this, I want you to ask yourself a quick question. Does your body react instantly? Just think about it for a second. When you get super stressed out, or when you push yourself way too hard at the gym or at work, do you slowly feel run down over, say, a period of weeks? Or do you immediately get a blinding headache, a sudden fever, or maybe a pulled muscle? That distinction between a slow, gradual burn and an instant, unavoidable reaction is the absolute core of what we're breaking down today. Section 1. The fast-reacting body. Mars in the sixth house. Okay, let's dive into this dichotomy. To really grasp this, I want you to imagine a slow, plodding turtle right next to a high-revving, finely tuned sports car. A lot of chronic astrological indicators are basically the turtle. They represent gradual physical reactions that slowly creep up on you over time, just kind of simmering in the background unnoticed. But Mars in the sixth house, that's the sports car. It runs hot, it's built for incredible speed, and the fundamental difference here is that it simply doesn't do gradual. If you have this placement, your physical form is responding to its environment in real time, instantly manifesting physical consequences that are directly linked to your stress or your movement. Moving on to Section 2, Sparks, Strains, and Sudden Events, the physical breakdown. So what exactly happens when that high-revving sports car engine gets pushed too hard and, inevitably, overheats? Well, what's really interesting about this is how directly it links our emotional inputs to immediate physical outputs. Drawn straight from our source material, the cause and effect here is honestly undeniable. Let's look at the triggers. If the trigger is haste or impulsive action, the immediate effect is physical. Cuts, burns, or minor accidents. What about stress? In this system, stress doesn't just make you feel a bit tired. It actually triggers inflammation, a sudden fever, or literal palpable heat in the body. If your trigger is anger or intense emotion, your body mirrors that exact frustration with an equally strong physical reaction. And if you push too hard through physical overexertion, the result isn't just mild soreness the next day. It's sudden, crashing fatigue or a sharp, immediate injury. The absolutely crucial point here is the sheer speed of this astrological placement. Because these health problems arise so incredibly fast, they really aren't the kind of issues you can just sleep off or ignore, hoping they'll go away. They often require immediate medical attention or treatment. It's a highly demanding energy. When stress hits, it manifests physically in a deeply acute and rapid manner. The delay between feeling the stress mentally and physically experiencing the breakdown is practically non-existent. Section 3. Stress in the workplace. High-pressure environments. This brings us to a massive catalyst for this martial energy, our daily environments. When you're placed in a fast-paced setting, the source text notes a distinct, measurable tendency toward accident-prone situations. High-pressure work doesn't just cause mental fatigue, it directly, literally increases your physical strain. On top of that, maintaining a high-pressure lifestyle actively drives inflammation in the body. So if you're constantly operating in environments that demand urgency, and you happen to have this fast-reacting astrological blueprint, well, those high-stress settings are exactly where this reactive energy is going to spike the most. Basically, the environment is the spark, and your body is the gasoline. And this brilliantly illustrates our central thesis. There's this great quote from the source material. The body may act as an immediate feedback system for impulsive or careless actions. Let's just pause and really absorb how profound that idea is. When you have this placement, your body isn't actually betraying you when it suddenly breaks down or gets a minor injury. It's actually communicating with you. It acts as a built-in, real-time alarm system, giving you immediate feedback that, hey, you're moving too fast, you're acting carelessly, or you're just pushing way too hard. Section 4. The quick recovery cycle, the silver lining. Now, let's move forward and see how this builds, because I promise it's not all challenging news. There is actually a massive upside to having this high-performance engine, and it revolves around a remarkably fast cycle timeline. We start over at point 1, a sharp, intense health event, maybe a sudden fever or a tweaked muscle. This forces us immediately into point 2, The body demands your attention and gives you that undeniable, immediate feedback we just talked about. But here is the payoff at point 3, an incredibly quick recovery. Because this energy burns so fast and so hot, the body's ability to bounce back can be amazingly rapid. It's a sharp, intense peak of illness or injury, followed by a super fast return to baseline. But, and this is a big but, that only happens if you actually stop and give your body that sharp attention it initially demanded. Section 5. Mastering your martial pulse. How to drive safely. So, knowing all of this, how do we actually handle this energy? The ultimate actionable takeaway from our source material really boils down to preventing unnecessary physical strain by following 3 precise steps. Step 1. Manage urgency. You have to consciously recognize when everything in your high-pressure environment starts feeling like a life-or-death emergency, and you need to actively dial it back. Step 2. Control impulse. Before making a rash physical move, before rushing through a task, or letting anger completely take over, you have to hit the brakes and just pause. Step 3. Direct energy safely. Look, this fast martial energy is going to exist no matter what. It needs an outlet. But it needs to be constructive, like a focused, controlled workout rather than frantically rushing around a hazardous workspace. If you master these 3 steps, you prevent the engine from ever overheating in the first place.
Which leaves us with a final, vital question to ponder. Are you listening to your body's immediate warning signals, or are you just driving the engine too fast? When your physical feedback system triggers that instant alarm, whether it's sudden fatigue, a minor burn, or a quick flash of inflammation, the absolute worst thing you can do is hit the gas pedal. Pay attention to the pulse, respect the speed of your own biology, and learn to drive safely. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer today. I really hope this gave you a powerful, structured new lens on how our actions, our stress, and our physical vitality are instantly and intimately connected.